What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? I got a question for you guys. What is the best website on the internet? I want you to remark down in the comments because I'm about to give you some game. I'm going to tell you what I think, in my humble opinion, is full stop the best website on the internet where you can learn absolutely anything. Let me set the table real quick. Let's say you had to go on Joe Rogan. You know, you were going on Joe Rogan, as one does, to sit down for a 3-hour deep dive into a specific subject matter. And you wanted to just become a subject matter expert in a particular field of study. This website will give you the game. Let me show you and tell you about SSRN.com. It stands for Social Science Research Network. So here it is, right? Here's the landing page. Right now, I'm interested in last mile delivery. So I'm going to put in last mile delivery and hit search. All right, right here, as you can see, there are 10,000 papers of researchers and experts all over the world. You can see right here, improving last mile delivery for e-commerce, the case of Sweden. So this thing got 10,000 downloads, and this is a whole case study research on last mile delivery in Sweden. But they also have here the value of last mile delivery online retail downloaded 900 times. And let's see, you can click on this. So the value of last mile delivery and online retail. All right, I'm going to open up a PDF of this paper. And all this is free, by the way. So here you can see in this abstract, let me zoom in a little bit. So here is the abstract right here. So last mile delivery refers to the final leg of shipment in which packages are moved from local transportation hub to the end consumer. As you know, there's the first mile, which goes from the manufacturer to the hub, and then from the hub to the different spokes. That's the mid mile, and then you have the spoke to the front door of the customer, which is the last mile. The last mile is the most expensive mile. It accounts for almost 55% of the cost in that whole delivery, which is why it's so important to get the last mile delivery right. And I'm so fascinated because when I was reading this exact paper, I came around this company right here called the Signal Network. So let me show you how powerful this thing is and how much this has opened up my mind in terms of this space. So I'm going to Control F right here and then look at the Signal Network. Right, so let me show you right here. Boom. Let me just go through. All right, here it is. So come to find out, I was reading this exact same paper, and there's this company out in China called the Signal Station. And what happened, so Alibaba had a last mile delivery problem. When they were trying to deliver to the front door of the customers, they had to navigate traffic. They had to navigate parking. They had to navigate customers not being home and the packages getting left on steps and getting stolen. So what they did was they invested billions into this company called the Signal Station. And you see what they did, check this out. A typical location is a center of a community, seen in figure A. So look at this seen in figure A right here. This is China. And the distance between the Signal Station and the furthest resident is normally less than a half mile. So you have these storefront warehouses, bam, in a condensed or densely populated urban place in China. They'll put a Signal Station, boom, and then local residents can go to that Signal Station to pick up their packages, or they can schedule to have them delivered. Now check this out. This fulfillment model is so cost-effective that more than 100,000 Signal stations have been established throughout China over the last decade, fulfilling 50 million packages each day. All right? Now, this is absolutely stunning to me because I am in this space. You guys ever seen The Founder? The Founder, where Ray Kroc, he realized that McDonald's wasn't actually a burger joint, but a real estate company.
So the operator selects the site.
Yeah.
He picks the property.
Right.
You provide the training, the system, the operational know-how, and he's responsible for the rest.
Is there a problem?
A big one. You don't seem to realize what business you're in. You're not in the burger business. You're in the real estate business.
You know, over this last couple months, I'm realizing that we are not necessarily a shipping or package facility a la UPS store. We are a last mile delivery company. So everything that we do has to follow through that lens, right? It's really important to understand what business you're in. And we talked about in the last video the importance of having a North Star metric. You can watch that video and see what our North Star metric is here. But go back to SSRN. Let me check this out, right? So another thing that you can do, another topic that I'm interested in are smart lockers. So check this out. Boom. So I'm going to look at smart lockers. All right. And again, over 10,000 papers. Guys, you have to understand how much of a gold mine this is. There are people researching this, spending millions and millions of dollars and studies all across the world. And in this one website, you can type in the subject, a keyword that you're interested in, and boom, you get downloaded, like download it from the matrix into your head, all of the latest and cutting edge research about any topic that you want. This is the best website on the internet. So in my mind, right, this is why I'm so excited. Let me show you. So check this out. So here is a map. Here's what I'm thinking, and SSRN helped me sort of craft this strategy. So this is the map of the local area right here in Fishtown. This blue dot right here represents Schleps. This is where we are, right across the street from these guys. I know you saw that ad. And these red dots are apartments. So just typing in this area, 19125, and looking at the local apartments. So what'll happen is, let's say this is the package hub. This is the local signing out station. We got all these people or neighborhoods that all these residents that we're servicing. But those who live in these units, right, these high-rise sort of units, they can have all of their packages shipped to Schleps. And then at these local residents, we'll have our smart lockers in here. And then what'll happen is they'll send all their packages to us, and then we'll schlep the packages right to the smart lockers in these individual places. Now, you might say, Race, that's ridiculous. Why wouldn't the carriers just send them right to the smart lockers right here in these locations? The problem is when the carriers are driving through, they're not incentivized to get out of their cars, go into these places, and load in the packages into the smart locker. So they'll just leave them in the mailroom. But if they send the packages right here to us, we'll schlep them, load them into the smart lockers that we'll manage, just to make sure that the residents don't even have to walk around the corner of the Schleps to pick up their packages. They'll be every day into the smart lockers at their facilities. Yeah, guys, so that is what I learned from SSRN. It is a treasure trove of information. Just go in, do a deep dive on the subject matter. Let me know what you guys think about our strategy. So what we're trying to do is be the package hub and be a hub, and then have the spokes as our smart lockers, and then have that classic hub and spoke model, but reduced down to a zip code. And then we'll expand zip code by zip code to have something like the Shining Owl Station right here in Philly. I learned all that right from SSRN. Guys, please go to that website. It is totally free. You won't regret it. Let me know what you think. Talk to you guys on the next video. Bye.